Good evening and welcome to Wycoff Country Club for the 7th Annual Holyoke Public Schools Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Oh, sing and you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
First inductee is Leslie St. Lawrence, being escorted by Kirsten St. Lawrence. We have John DeFasis by Janaya Conti. Brian Griffin being escorted by Jesus Morales. The 1979 Super Bowl champions being escorted by Parker Brunel. Ron DeRoy being escorted by Julian Soli. Robert Sisson. Mike Levin being escorted by Justin Rivera. Roger Marquis escorted by Avery Feliciano. Tina Mertes being escorted by Grace Bouchard. David Reinhardt being escorted by Genesis Rivera. The 1990 boys tennis team by Vixel Cologne.
All right.
The family of Bill Keating being escorted by Julia Gusick. If anybody would like to come forward and take photos, please do so at this moment.
Hola amigos, hello friends. My name is Gloria Urbina. I'm a member of the committee, and I'd just like to take a moment to kind of talk about the what and the why of what we do as a committee. The mission statement is important to us. I'd like to read it to you. The Holyoke Public Schools Athletic Hall of Fame Committee was formed in 2017 to honor and recognize those who have made significant athletic contributions to either Holyoke High School or Dean Technical High School. Our mission is to acknowledge the past achievements of Holyoke's elite athletes, coaches, teams, contributors, and legends. We are honored to recognize past and present Holyoke athletic role models for future generations to admire. The other part of our mission is to provide donations to youth sports organizations and teams, and to provide scholarships for graduating seniors from each high school. The Holyoke Public Schools Athletic Hall of Fame includes a legendary membership that represents Holyoke's wide array of achievements in the Holyoke Public Schools over several generations. The Hall of Fame Committee actively solicits the public's input in nominating candidates who have distinguished themselves both on and off the athletic field for consideration. Because of the rich history of the Holyoke Public Schools athletic programs, the committee recognizes the difficult task in limiting the honorees for each inaugural class, but we are confident that those selected each year will serve as an inspiration to Holyoke's future student athletes. And there are many here tonight, so we thank you for coming back. Some of the awards, financial award recipients over the years are varied. I'd like to just name a few. Holyoke Youth Field Hockey, Holyoke Youth Baseball, Holyoke Gals Soccer League, Holyoke Youth Football, Holyoke High Unified Sports, Holyoke Youth Wrestling, HHS Cheerleading, HHS Choir, HHS Band, HHS Musical Production, HHS Track and Field, the Paper City Flyers, and the South Holyoke Initiative Program. And this past year's 2025 scholarship winners, each a recipient of $500, two from each of the campuses, include Aiden McCarthy from Dean Tech, Leisca Rodriguez from Dean Tech, Siobhan Armstrong from Holyoke High, and Jaden Diaz from Holyoke High. So thank you again for all that you do to help us help those and on with this program.
Thank you. Thank you, Gloria. Well done. At this time, I'd like to introduce our MC for the evening. She's a class of 2016 graduate of Holyoke High School, participated in varsity cheer, graduated from UMass as a communications major, is currently a producer reporter with Channel 40 out of Springfield. Some fun facts: her father played ball for Holyoke High. Her favorite vacation spot is Rhode Island. Favorite season is fall because it's football season. And she just got married. I'd like to introduce to you Reagan Lockrey. How about a round of applause for Reagan? The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm very excited. Last time I was here, it was actually my dad got inducted for class of 1982 football. So can we give him a little round of applause for his team really quick? Come on. All right, now it's time to get to the people that we are here to honor tonight. So first, we're going to start with the first inductee is.
Let's see if there's any former inductees that are present.
Okay, actually, you know what? Let's start with this first. Is there any former inductees here tonight that want to
Stand up.
stand up, be recognized really quick? Woo! Dad, stand up. All right. All right, so first we are going to start with the first inductee, and William Bill Keaton is being inducted today. He's going to be, in his honor, they're going to be accepting the inductee for him is his granddaughter. Her name is Karen Keating Garling. Now, first we're going to talk a little bit about Bill really quickly. So he was born in 1900 in Holyoke, and he grew up in Charles Street in the Elmwood section. Now, he was the captain of Holyoke High School baseball team in 1918. That was his senior year. Now, he played varsity baseball at the University of Vermont, and he was the sports editor of the TT beginning in 1938. Now, one of four who founded the Holyoke Golden Glove Boxing Tournament, which is huge, obviously, as we all know here in Holyoke. Come on, give a little round of applause. So now he was selected area athletes for recognition as Transcript Telegram TT All-Stars, listing all league selections. Now, can we give a little round of applause for that? That's amazing. I mean, come on. So as I said, his granddaughter will be accepting the award for him tonight. Should I call her up? Okay. All right, so now can I call up Karen Keating Garland, please, to accept the award? Do I have her say anything? Yep. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you all. I'm Karen Keating Gartland, and this is my cousin Pam Keating Freed. And I'm going to let my cousin Pam kick it off, and I will take over halfway.
Thank you, everyone. On behalf of our grandfather, William Bill Keating, known to many simply as Keats, and our entire family, we want to thank the Holyoke Public Schools Athletic Hall of Fame Committee for this incredible honor. It means so much to see his name recognized among those who have shaped the athletic spirit of this community. Bill Keating was proud to be from Holyoke. He played baseball at Holyoke High School, then at the University of Vermont, where as a freshman, he earned a spot on the varsity team. During World War I, he served in the U.S. Army, though he remained stateside. After the war ended, he returned to the life he loved, sports and journalism, and played semi-pro baseball for the Tri-County League. Along the way, he met and married the love of his life, Florence Bissell, and together they raised 6 children. Family was always at the center of everything he did. He was with the Holyoke Telegram for over 50 years as a reporter and eventually became the sports editor. He became a fixture in the Fenway Park press box and a nationally recognized name in sports journalism. He covered a full spectrum of events, local school games to world championship fights and 38 World Series. He wrote a popular column, Keats Column, hosted a daily sports program on WHYN radio and a television show, both broadcasts from Mount Tom.
And here's a fun fact. Bill never had a driver's license, but he never lacked a ride to any home baseball game, either from friends, family, or colleagues. So at the Holyoke Transcript Telegram, they held the Keats raffle to see who would win to get to drive Bill to the next event. The stakes were very high because the driver got dinner, access to the press box, and introductions to sports celebrities. His career took him far beyond Holyoke. He covered Major League Baseball, college football, Saratoga, horse races, championship boxing bouts, baseball, hockey, you name it, Bill was there. He traveled to spring training games in Florida and Arizona and counted among his friends legends like Ted Williams, Babe Ruth, and Joe DiMaggio. In boxing, he knew champions like Joe Louis and Rocky Marciano. Bill was elected the Dean of the New York Sports Writers Association, a testament to his influence in the field. And that actually was for covering a lot of the local and high school games throughout the area. Yet he never lost interest in following and reporting also on the collegiate careers of the high school athletes that he used to report on here in Holyoke. Despite his national reach, Bill never forgot his roots. He was instrumental in bringing the Golden Globes boxing franchise to Holyoke and connecting them with the Boys Club. He supported youth athletics tirelessly and was honored many times for those efforts. In 1947, after more than 5 decades at the Transcript Telegram, he retired and was named Sports Editor Emeritus. And here's a glimpse of the man behind the headlines, our grandfather. If you ever walked into the Keating home at 30 Myrtle Avenue, you could count on 2 things. A sports game playing on the TV, and Bill was either in the living room watching it or around the corner at his typewriter. But he was never too busy for his grandkids. He would take a break and take us, along with the family dog Hansel, to the corner store to get a snack. His favorite was always Twinkies. Our grandfather believed sports were more than games. They were opportunities to build character, community, and lifelong friendships. This induction is a testament to that belief and to the countless lives he shaped. On behalf of our entire family, thank you for keeping his legacy alive. We are deeply honored.
Congratulations. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Garcia to please come to the podium. Very good. Holyoke's mayor.
Thanks so much, Coach. What's up, everybody? I want to welcome, on behalf of the citizens, welcome all of you to the city. And if you are traveling from very far, welcome home. Welcome home. Now, we'll keep it very brief, because all I was supposed to do was a short welcoming introduction. But just to touch a little bit on Holyoke Pride. And in this city, there are many people, folks in this room right now, even including our host and myself, who never left the city, grew up here, grew up in the Holyoke Public Schools, and now running things at the station over there. That's great. Now me as mayor and other folks. Jackie Glasheen, who I had as a middle school teacher, assistant superintendent of the Holyoke Public Schools with us. Maybe the next superintendent, we will see. I never joined sports, but it was great to see Mark Todd here because I was in the choir, and he's still doing this thing. So shout out to Mark Todd. And shout out to the committee who put this together just 7 years ago. Every year it gets better and better. And I got to tell you, this is an extreme source of pride for our community. And speaking of pride, I got to read about the 1979 team. Very impressive. In fact, they paved the way and really kind of catapult sports pride in our city of Holyoke. So thank you so much. With no pride, we have no community, right? And in order for us to move this community forward in the direction we all wanted to go, it means all hands on deck. And if I have no pride, I cannot do the work. And so I thank all of you for what you do. The committee, and it was great that they were giving a shout out to each of the teams and what they want to do to establish that pipeline, get these youth sports strengthening and doing better. We have a great new director who played in our fields, who's actually spearheading the very ideas of trying to cross-coordinate, collaborate, and continue to grow youth sports so that when they get to the high school, they are ready to hopefully win the next championship. So with that being said, welcome home, welcome to the city, have a good night. Congratulations to all the inductees, and I am so much looking forward, everyone in this room, after we live here tonight, we're going to call up the coaches that are working with these youth at these youth sports, and we're going to do what we can to continue to grow the pride in our community and continue to get kids to get involved and play in these incredible, amazing activities that are responsible for the development of the folks that go on and do great things even beyond. So, thank you.
There is a proclamation, but you got it, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Thank you. I'd like to call up Jackie Glasheen for a few words, please, on behalf of the Holyoke Public Schools.
Go, Jackie! Woo, Jackie!
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. Sports, specifically Holyoke sports, have always been extremely important to me. And without acknowledging the athletes who paved the way for people like myself, my children, the kids who are playing in the quarterfinals for suburban football right now for Holyoke, we could not do that without the amazing people that came before us. And thank you so much to this committee, to acknowledging the athletes and all you have done. Thanks so much.
All right, next up for the next inductee, we have Roger Marquis, and accepting the award on his behalf will be Roger Marquis III and Roger Jr.'s wife, Kristen. Can I have you guys come up, please, really quick? All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about Roger Nooney Marquis. And now he was HHS graduate of 1955. Now he's being inducted for baseball. Now in 1953, that was his sophomore year. So now Marquis made his first start as a pitcher on May 1st and threw a 6-hitter in the 6-1 win over Greenfield and finished regular season with a perfect 6-0 record. Now he also played field when not pitching. Now HHS that year, remember that year was 1953, they finished 22-2. Now HHS wins Western Mass Championship that year, beating Pittsfield 3-2 in the finals. And Marquis was 8-0 on the year with 8 complete games. Now Marquis played in every game as a pitcher, and he was the first baseman or outfielder. He did both. Give him props for that. Now Marquis posts a career record at HHS of 21-5 with 263 strikeouts, including a 19 strikeout outing against Chicopee. Against Chicopee, come on. We're from Holyoke, we know. Just kidding. And allowing just 136 hits. Now, when he went to the pros, we're going to flash forward a little bit. Marquis signed with the Baltimore Orioles on September 2nd. Now, in 1955, he pitched batting practice that day. And on September 25th, 1955, the last day of the season, Marquis entered the game in the right field in the 8th inning. Now, he batted first in the 9th and grounded out. He never played another major league game, but he played minor leagues in 1956 in the Class D Georgia State League and was 2-2, but switched to first base and batted only .227. Now, 1957, he missed time with a leg infection, but played briefly for the Paris, Texas Orioles in the Class D Sooner State League. Now let's give it up for him really quick. Come on, that's awesome. Congratulations. Come on over.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Roger Marquis III, or RJ. It is my honor tonight to accept this award on behalf of my grandfather, Roger J. Marquis Sr. While I was only 2 years old when my grandfather passed away, and 13 when my dad, Roger Jr., died, they still played a huge part in who I am today. I too played baseball through high school, but unlike both Roger Sr. and Jr., I was a catcher instead of a pitcher. I guess I knew I couldn't compete with their talent. And while I certainly never made it as far in baseball as either of them, I know that many of my core values come from the sport of baseball. Values like arrive early, be a team player, work hard, play by the rules, and ultimately have fun. I live close to Baltimore and still try to catch an Orioles game at least once a year. As proud as we all are of my grandfather's accomplishments as a baseball player, I think we are more proud of the man he was and the legacy he left behind. His sons, his daughters-in-law, and his 4 grandchildren are all proud to carry a piece of his legacy with us each day, and we are all better for having known him. On behalf of myself and my mom, who is in the audience, as well as Roger's son Mark and his family, who unfortunately could not be here this evening, thank you for honoring him this year. I know he's looking down right now with a huge smile. Thank you.
Really? Yeah. They're one of the champions. He pushed was been winning for as well. Yes.
Stand in the light over here. Come over here. Right here. Right. Yeah.
Okay, we have two more inductees prior to the start of dinner, but I'd be remiss if I forgot to ask for a moment of silence for two former inductees, Charlie Berube and Pat Brennan, who most recently passed this past year, and most recently a longtime educator coach in our city this past week, Michael Gill. So if we could have a moment of silence before we progress, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. John DeFosse. Being inducted as a legend is John DeFosse. Call him up.
All right, now next being inducted as a legend, John DeFosse. Can I have John DeFosse please come up? All right, now so John DeFosse, now he graduated in 1965. Now he's being inducted for boys swimming now between 1961 and 1962. John attended J.J. Lynch Junior High, 9th grade. Now he was not eligible for high school sports, but he swam for Holyoke YMCA in 1961. Holyoke Indoor Championship at Holyoke YMCA set the record for boys 14 and under in the 60-yard freestyle and in the 100-yard freestyle. Now, between 1962 and 63, also for swimming, HHS wins Pioneer Valley Interscholastic Swimming Association Championship. Now, DeFosse wins PVI 40-yard and 100-yard titles. Now, HHS competes in the New England Championship. Now, DeFosse is one of 11 on New England, meets the roster. Now, swimming in 63 to 64, HHS wins Western Mass Championship, and HHS competes in the New England Championship, scoring 7 points, all by DeFosse. Yeah. Now we can flash forward a little bit to 64 to 65. HHS wins 4th straight Pioneer Valley Interscholastic Swimming Association Championships, 9-0. Now he's also the co-captain of the team at this time. And HHS wins a 2nd straight Western Mass Championship. Congratulations.
Thank you all very much. It's always nice to bring your fan club with you. Actually, what's great about this, you all out there are the magic that makes events like this really fun. So let's continue with that. And I also have to say, too, from up here, you all look marvelous, absolutely marvelous. The question is there no greater honor for a Holyoke High School athlete than to stand on this stage as an inductee into the Hall of Fame? Let me just say this, there is no substitute. I'd like to thank the entire Hall of Fame family for this incredible honor. Also, thank you for the work that you do to preserve the memories of Holyoke hometown athletes and the beacon you provide for young athletes throughout the city. Every inductee, there must be a nominee. And thanks to Skip Clayton, who's not here tonight, and Dennis Braga, who is, for putting this all together. It is also a privilege to be standing here tonight with my fellow inductees. Your resumes are stellar, and well done to all of you. Neither of my parents were sports-minded, but they loved summer weekends at Brook Park. Every Saturday, the park held a first-come, first-served swim meet. This was my first exposure to competition, and I was 9 years old, and I loved it. I continued to swim for the Holyoke YMCA until I entered Holyoke High School as a sophomore in 1962. Waiting for the swim team to start, Wait for the swimming season to start. I play JV football, and football and swimming have nothing in common. Football was not for me. 12 sophomores showed up for swimming tryouts January of '63. A few of them are here tonight. Dennis Sprague, as I mentioned, Bob Dempsey, and Paul Levin. They're right over there. Feel free to stop in and say hi. This was also our first introduction to Coach Bill Lawson and his returning team of juniors and seniors led by co-captains Ralph Poyer and Jim Scully. We newbies discovered that Coach Lawson had an innate ability to connect with us as unique individuals. Over the years, he replaced our self-doubts with self-beliefs and confidence. His personality was contagious, infectious, joyous, and he had a wicked sense of humor. Coach Lawson is an inspirational coach by any means, standards, or measures. Dennis and I were proud to be elected co-captains in our senior year. Hard work and great coaching does pay dividends. In 1965, as has already been mentioned, we won the PVI Western Mass State and State Championships. Holyoke ranked third in all of New England. Coach Lawson's team produced 2 All-Americans, Jet McDonald, a diver, and me, a freestyler. Our team broke all previous high school records. One record was held for 59 years. Coach Lawson is no longer with us, but his light shines brightly within everyone that knew him. On this night, yes, he would be very proud. After graduating in 1965, Dennis Sprague and I were off to Springfield College to swim for the legendary coach, Red Sylvia. Over the next 4 years, Dennis became a rock star by becoming a 3-time All-American. Well done.
Oh, he's blushing. He's blushing. Oh, my God. He's so cute when he blushes.
In 1966, the Vietnam War was hot and the Army drafting process was very aggressive, so I enlisted in the U.S. Navy. I spent 3 years, 8 months, and 21 days in a submarine. Oh, that was fun. On the 19th and the 20th of July, 1969, 2 historic events took place. On the 19th, I married a wonderful and beautiful Chicopee girl, Sandra Ann Stokowski.
She is a beauty.
Again, she's not shy, but she's over there, so stop in and say hi. On the 20th, Apollo 11 landed on the moon. I have never had any problem remembering our anniversary. And now, neither will you. I returned to college in 72, graduated from Kansas State in 76. Sandy and I have been married 56 years, retired, living a good life in Williamsburg, Virginia. After receiving a call from Rick LaJoy informing me I had been inducted into the Holyoke Hall of Fame, I took pause at the importance of this award. I started to reflect on my early days of swimming, reflected on the many, many years that followed. At 78, I have come to appreciate how lucky I've been and what a special, joyous journey I've been on. But there's always a but. And the but has always been nagging me for quite a while. This regret is not having to have the opportunity to test the limits of my potential as a swimmer. However, receiving this prestigious award and the recognition that comes with it, that regret of what could have been is rapidly fading away, and for this I am grateful. So once again, that's so sad. All right, so anyway, once again, I would like to thank everyone involved in this once-in-a-lifetime honor. I take great pride in being an inductee into the Legends category of Holyoke's Hall of Fame class of 2025.
Thank you. Senator, next call State Rep Pat Duffy to the podium. State Representative Pat Duffy for a couple comments. I'll come to you.
Well, I'm Pat Duffy. I'm the state rep for the city of Holyoke. What a beautiful room. My God, this is so glamorous. I wish I could say that this happened to me on the athletic fields, but I'm a big sports fan. I have never been an athlete, and yeah, like I just tripped. So anyway, this too shall pass. Congratulations to everybody. Like, the room is beautiful. You all are so glamorous. Thank you for what you've done for Holyoke. You're going to get in your pile of accolades, like a little proclamation to me, you know, the greetings of the great and general court. But really, like, thank you for giving me something else to brag about when I go into Boston. So, congratulations, everybody.
Thank you. One more induction before dinner? Yep.
All right, now next up we are going to induct the 1990 Holyoke High School boys tennis. So can everyone from that team please step forward? All right, we're going to read a little bit about them first. So the Purple Knights didn't hold court in 1990. They dominated the courts as the Holyoke High School boys tennis team, recorded an undefeated season and wore the Western Mass Division II crown. The senior laden squad rolled over everyone and graduated with very impressive resumes and posting Holyoke's best tennis season ever. Now the quest for the 1990 title actually began 2 years before when Holyoke beat East Long Meadow 3-2 to win the Western Mass D2 title. Now sophomores Mark Murnau playing, sorry, I had to join in there. Mark Murnau playing first doubles, Mike Perlangas and Mike Mahoney. At second, doubles won their matches to lead the Knights, and while sophomore Dan Borgard lost his match that day, the team title. Oops. The team title only whetted their appetites as they remained together and challenged again in 1989 before putting everything together in 1990. Now Steve Murnau took over as lead coach in 1989 with high expectations for the squad. Now the Knights did deliver, winning the Valley Wheel title again and finishing 15-1. But the lone blemish was the 4-1 loss to Mount Greylock in the Western Mass D2 finals, denying Holyoke the three-peat. The Knights, having won in 1987 and 1988. Holyoke's quest in 1990 was to avenge the loss to Mount Greylock and was almost unbeatable in 1990 as they ran over Western Mass foes en route to contest for another regional crown. After earning the top seed in the tournament, the Knights beat Monument Mountain 5-0, South Hadley 4-1, and Westfield 5-0 in the tournament to reclaim the Western Mass D2 championship. Now posting an unblemished record in the Western Mass part of the state, the run continued against Central Mass champion Hudson in a match that lasted just over an hour, beating 4-1 in the state semifinals. The Knights ran into the unbeatable roadblock in the finals, falling hard to top seeded and Eastern Mass Championship Duxbury 5-0. Now, how good was the 99 Holyoke team, you ask? Well, amazing! Woo! Well, number 2 singles, Murnau, number 3 singles, Eric Westcott, and the number 1 doubles team of Mahoney and Perlangas were all 14-0 in the regular season, while Beauregard was 12-1 at first singles, and Mafta El Gadi and Dan Rivera were 12-2. Beauregard, Murnau, Perlangas, and Mahoney were all named All-Western Mass first team by the Springfield Republican. Murnau did not drop a set in the regular season and was named Tennis Player of the Year by Transcript Telegram. And Holyoke swept the coaches all league selections for the Valley Wheel League with all 3 singles and both doubles players named. Now can we give it up for them? 1997 Holyoke High School. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I would like to now, if any of the tennis players that are here, including Coach, if you guys want to come up while I do this, it'd be great.
Let's rank it by who was best.
We got a good sample of kind of top to bottom here, but I first want to say on the Player of the Year thing, I still don't know. Dan seems to be still okay with me, but I don't know how that happened because I wasn't even the best player on our team. And so I don't know how I got that award, but I don't think Dan ever either knew about it or he doesn't hold a grudge. Couple things. First of all, I do know that we're right before dinner, so I'm going to try to make it right here and be a good team player, and we'll try to move it on. First of all, want to congratulate all the inductees, not only past but 2025 class as well. After finding out about this, just doing a little bit of research and reading up on the stories of this year's class. Not only impressive people, but very interesting stories and backgrounds as well. So looking forward to hearing more of that. Thank you to the committee. In our case, it's not just a thank you to the committee for selecting us. It's thank you for finding us. I can assure you everybody here and the other ones that aren't here really were shocked is the word that we got this call, and most of us thought we were getting pranked. So we are definitely grateful to be invited to the party. We know that tennis is not the most participated sport, not the most popular sport, but we're pretty proud of what we did this year now that we know what that is. Most of us, I can tell you, didn't even know all the details. That was what we just read.
I learned a lot.
Another just great thing. Thank you to the committee for just having the energy and the hours and volunteer work that goes into putting on something like this. When I got the call from Rick a couple months ago, a couple things were real evident at the end of that phone call. One was that the amount of just energy and passion, enthusiasm that he had for what they're all doing was incredible. And number two was that he knew way more about this tennis team in this season than I did, and it really wasn't close. So that was kind of an interesting exchange. As it gets to our team, I definitely want to make sure I thank those teams of the past, including my brother I got to play with for a couple of years. And my teammates, and our teammates that we played before, because they played a vital role to get us set up to be as successful as we were that season. A little bit on this team. I just want to size this up. I had to go back and look because I knew I was going to get this job tonight. I had to go back and kind of look at what was going on, and here's my quickest summary of what this season was. As you heard, we were undefeated, 17-0, which is great. And there were two singles, 3 singles, first doubles, all undefeated. And that actually, when you really dig into the details, wasn't the most impressive thing. That part kind of made us a great team, but what made the team special was where we actually got our losses. So it went like this. Dan Beauregard, co-captain of mine, he was #1 singles that year. He had earned that spot. And we had talked about this as a team, and I remember this. We said, Dan, here's the deal. You're going to face the toughest guy each and every match that we play. But we're going to be teed up behind you because we were all pretty level, so we didn't fall off. So we knew we'd have enough to win at least 3 matches. So he took that role for us. So what we didn't know is Dan wasn't having anything of it, and he actually rolled off like a 16-1 season, and about half of those matches he was not favored to win. I promise you. So his one loss was actually more incredible than you can imagine. So it go down. By the time we got to third singles, Eric Westcott, he's here with us tonight, right here. So Eric Westcott would enter a court. There was 2 things that entered his head when he got on tennis courts: how fast can I beat you, and how bad can I beat you? And he would finish matches sometimes before some of us were through the warm up. So he was incredible. #1 doubles, same thing, undefeated, experienced guys, very, very talented. They knew each other growing up, also undefeated. Now move to second doubles. Mafdel Gotti, Dan Rivera. The only other place where we lost any individual matches all year, 2 matches. also incredible season. They were pushed by the guys that were kind of behind them. Some of these guys never played a match, so they're up here. Rob Hurley in the house. So Rob and I are very, very good friends, so I can say that. But we needed guys like that. Rob was, let's just say Rob made the season very memorable. He provided the comedy and the humor. And,
Part of my job. Wasn't easy. Yeah, it's not easy.
But we also had guys that pushed our bottom guys. So Mopsa and Dan got better throughout the season. They got more confident, and they ripped off only 2 losses. Most of the time, they were not favored as well. So we'd all be waiting for the bus, and we'd have to turn the bus off because they'd be in some long match. So,
That's right. Let's go.
But those 3 losses, the only 3 individual losses we had all year, but those 2 spots were the most impressive spots there were. So just an amazing season, how everybody played a role. From my memory, that was great. Also, got to thank and congratulate our coach.
Yes.
Yeah. AKA my dad. Papa now, 7 times over. So 2 good things about my dad that I remember from that season. One, just sincerely that the amount of time that he found to make that work. I know for a fact, especially looking back now, he didn't have the time, but he made the time. And that'll always be special to me. And some of the guys have already told me that he spent a lot of time, and I remember this as well, working with some of the beginner guys and some of the guys on the team that were never going to play. But he was a coach and he was a teacher, and I'll always remember that. And sharing something like this with me is very, very special. So love you, Dad. And lastly, I just want to say, from the time that Rick called me leading up to tonight and being here tonight now, just very, very obvious that this is a really positive thing for the city of Holyoke, and a lot of good vibes here. And I just hope it continues to be that way for not only its athletes, but the contributors and coaches as well. So thanks a lot.
I would like to call up one of Holyoke's own, Robert Dowling, from the city of Holyoke, who's gone on to do great things. And I'd like to have him spend just a minute or 2 to speak a little bit about what Holyoke athletics and sports have done for him. Come on up front. This is Rob Dowling.
Well, this is a total surprise. Thank you for the opportunity to say a few words, and congratulations to all of those who were honored tonight. Holyoke has so many things to be proud of, and certainly the athletic tradition is among those things to be proud. So please join me in supporting all the causes that are available to us tonight. Support the continuation of success for Holyoke Athletics, and go Knights.
Thank you, Rob. I would like to now bring back our MC, Reagan Lokri, to kick off the second half of our program with the induction of our next candidate. Thank you, Reagan.
Thank you. All right, next up we have Dave Reinhardt. He's going to be inducted as a coach. Can I have Dave Reinhardt please step up? All right, so Dave Reinhardt brought a wealth of running experience and knowledge with him, and it paid off big for the Holyoke High School boys cross country and track teams as he led them to front of the pack and on top of the first place podium. A collegiate standout at American University, a top 5 finisher at the U.S. Championship, a dominant force in Western Mass on the Open and later the Masters level. Reinhardt knew what it took to win and was extremely effective getting that message across to those who ran for him. Now, Reinhardt took over the Holyoke High boys cross-country program in 2008, and it didn't take long for Purple Knights Harriers to listen and learn as Holyoke won the Pioneer Valley Interscholastic Athletic Conference, Southern League Championship, and qualified for the state championship in 2010. Things only started rolling from there as they won the Southern League title again in 2011, and then ran off 3 in a row between 2013 and 2015, qualifying for the state meet again in 2014. As Reinhardt was twice named Regional Coach of the Year by the Mass State Coaches Association, After finishing third at the championship meet the year before, Holyoke won its first ever Western Mass Division I championship in 2015, capping an impressive dual meet record of 50-3 over 5 years, with Reinhardt being named the 2015 MIAA Coach of the Year. Reinhardt also brought the winning formula to both the indoor and outdoor track, with the Holyoke boys winning the indoor PBIAC crown in 2011 and 2017, and the 2011 PBIC outdoor title in 2011 and 2014. In 2011, the Purple Knights won their first ever outdoor Western Mass Division I championship. After staying at Holyoke for a couple more years, Reinhardt brought his success formula to Northampton and guided the Blue Devils to the 2019 Western Mass Division I championship. As his seniors took the top 6 places and the team took 10 of the top 11. Reinhardt was inducted into the Western Mass Runners Hall of Fame in 2022, but that is not the end of the story. He is currently living in Florida and has been coaching the girls cross country team at Fernandine, sorry.
That's pretty good.
Fernandine, close enough. Beach High School. And yes, he continues to have success on the trails as a Lady Pirates, were the top district and regional public school in Florida, Class 2A in 2022 and 2023, and qualified for state meet 4 years in a row. In 2023, the Fernandina Beach High School girls team was the top public school out of 110 teams at the Class 2A championship. Woo!
Thank you. Wow. Hey, first off, thank you very, very much to the committee for honoring me with this award. I also, before I talk about my boys, they were now men, I want to congratulate all the inductees tonight. And I have one thing to say to all of the inductees, athletes especially. When you started high school sports, I'll bet you nobody starts high school sports saying, I'm going to be in some XYZ Hall of Fame someday, right? You come out for sports for 3 reasons: to make friends, to have fun, and to fit in, right? But congratulations to all of you and all the other athletes in here from past years. It's an honor to be here to coach these great young men for 11 years, to be part of this city. Our runners did achieve quite a bit, but I want to have a couple thank yous first. First to Aaron Patterson. Aaron, raise your hand back there in the corner. I know you're hiding. Aaron was the athletic director in 2008 when I answered an ad in the it was called a newspaper back then. You guys know what they are. They're big pieces of paper, and you put them in front of you to cover up in the morning so they don't have to talk to your wife, right? You know, they're not around anymore. I say that facetiously. Aaron, with no prior coaching experience, hired me. Within about 15 minutes, we decided we were going to make this happen. I appreciate that. Don't know what you were thinking, but from there, we had a great run along with you and then Mel Martin. I don't know if Mel Martin is here tonight, but we had a great run for those years. I also want to thank a couple coaches that took me under their wing, specifically Joe Dutsar, that was just here, and Bob Lisowski. Both football coaches, as you know, and here they took this skinny cross-country runner under their wing and showed me the ropes. Were very, very kind to me. We coached track together. Lastly, a shout out to Bill Regali, just a class act. Most of us know Bill Regali. He is on my Mount Rushmore of Holyoke coaches. I want to point out Bob Rosen, one of my good friends. Bob, raise your hand back there. Fellow rival and fellow coach from Amherst Regional High School. And finally, to my family. Don't have all of them here, but my daughter who's standing up there, Molly, and her husband Will, and my wife Christine. My wife Christine, not only confidant, a lot of spouses help out coaches, but she was with me every part of the way for those 11 years, basically co-coach. She was a former national class runner, national champion actually. She knows the X's and O's of running, but she knows how to handle these young men. And when we played good cop, bad cop, I was a good cop, she was the bad cop. Lastly, the kids. You know, from the fast to the slow to the smart to the not so smart, to the introverts to the extroverts, all shapes and sizes, they came out. I'll never forget the first time a young man called me coach. My first meeting in 2008, he said, "Coach," and I turned around and went, "Wow." It was right by the long jump pit on the track at the high school. We had to build something from scratch. We had a very average program back then, but I knew that there are kids in every school, that if you get them out and you water them, so to speak, that they will sprout.
Yes.
And that's what we owe these young men and women. And our theme from the beginning, as Joe knows, was more than just running. More than just running. Because I was literally sitting down thinking, I need to come up with a brand, a theme. I was a marketing guy as my career. And I said, boy, it's got to be more than just running. And I went, well, there you go. More than just running. And we made it about more than just running. 2008 we started. I had to give away free shoes to get kids to come out for the team. I had some friends at New Balance, and I said, hey, can you donate some shoes? I have a plan. If you kids stay on the team till October 15th, mid-season, I will give you a $100 pair of shoes. Guess how many kids quit on October 15th? Zero. It worked. I learned quick a little bit about Holyoke, that we did have a pool party at our house, and it was getting near dark, and one of the kids came up and tagged me on the shirt and said, I need to be home by 8 o'clock, Coach. I said, well, we'll get you there. We'll drive you home. He goes, no. And he pointed down. He had one of those ankle bracelets on his leg, the police ankle bracelet. Well, I got him over the East Hampton border we lived in Northampton. I got him over the border just in time where that thing didn't go off. My second year, and I'm not going to go through every year, trust me. He's got the hook, and I know it because he's hovering over here. I'm going to get you. The second year, we still weren't turning things around, and I brought a big sign to practice one day because they were fooling around on the bus the day before. If any coach is here, you know, when there's too much chatter on the way home after a loss, no coach is happy. And I brought a big sign to practice, and it said, inferiority complex. And I said, this is what you kids have. You don't think, why not me? You don't think, why not me? You don't think, why not us? I said, I'm not having that anymore. It is going to be about you. It is going to be about us. We took a match to that piece of paper and burned it in Ashley Reservoir. And they brought it up today. We had a meeting. We had a nice luncheon time for a couple hours. They brought, of course, a lot of stories. But we ran off our last 4 meets of 2009, went undefeated, 10-0 in 2010, 10-0 in 2011. Didn't lose a meet again until 2012. So they understood. Third year, thank you. You're really clapping for me. I like that. Okay. We qualified for states. We qualified for states for the first time ever in school history. 53 years. 53 years we qualified for states in 2010. The kids started to believe. We couldn't get them to go home. Christine and I used to have to shoo them out of practice and say, it's time to go home, guys. They didn't want to leave. It was great. They expected to win. They expected to excel at regional level, state level. We took them out of state. I took them down to North Carolina twice just to get their rear ends kicked. Just to let them see there's a little bit of competition outside of the 0-10-40, right? We got humbled, but they learned some lessons. To get them incentivized, I used to fake weekly coaches polls. And they never knew that. But every week I would show them the poll of where we were ranked. And if I wanted to make them run harder, I'd put us up higher or lower, whatever, but it worked. They didn't know that till today. We never had a losing record in 11 years, but finally in 2015 it all came together. We won the Western Mass Championship for the first time in school history. And then, don't get me started. And then we got 8th place. We got 8th place at the state meet against all those leafy suburbs of Boston, Wellesley, Newton, you name them, we know them all, Cohasset, right? Brookline, all of them, we beat all of them, and they were so, I had coaches pissed off at me because the Holyoke kids were coming out to just do some damage, right guys? Thank you. I'm still getting riled up over it. Anyway, we ended up running 5 straight years, qualifying for states after that. Christine and I finally left after the 2018 season. Our hometown of Northampton had asked us 3 times to come up and coach there, which we did for 2 years before COVID hit, and then we moved to Florida, where we're still there. But seeing these, in closing, I'm closing. What remains burned in our memories? Christine, stand up for a second. I keep pointing to you. There's my wife. What remains burned in our memories is the kids and the laughs, guys. The good times, the bus rides, the weight room in January when nobody wanted to go home, going to Northfield Mountain, going to North Carolina, going to the Penn Relays, going to New York City. We did it all. Indoor meets at Smith College, going to Boston. Seeing these kids gain confidence, getting good grades, learning that nothing is given to you, right guys? Never feeling sorry for yourself. They all brought that up today. I used to say to them in the middle of a race, quit feeling sorry for yourself. Because don't we all want to feel sorry for ourselves? Yes. We all do. And these kids brought that up many times today. So the greatest gift of being a coach is the gift that keeps on giving. When they stay in touch and they bring up past memories, that you made a difference. Christine, we made a difference. Of course, the last gift is that Christine and I get to say to them now, I told you so. See, life is going to be tough. So thank you again, 01040. I can never be a Holyoker, but you brought much joy into my life and Christine's. Thank you for letting me coach your sons and daughters for a while. It has been my honor, truly. The honor has been all mine. Thank you.
Quick? All right. Beautiful.
All right, next we have our next inductee, our next
David, great job.
Inductee, and that's
Chris,
Ron
thank you very
DeRoy. Now, Ron DeRoy wanted to play football at Holyoke High School, but instead made quite a name for himself at Holyoke Trade School, playing 3 sports and earning 8 varsity letters as a Golden Hawk. After signing in at the carpenter shop as a freshman at Trade, DeRoy took to the basketball court in December. Now he began the year with the JVs, but was called up to join the varsity for the Hawks tournament run.
I know your father's younger.
He knows my dad, he said. Now Trade was 3rd in the Bi-County League and finished at 13-8 after falling in the Western Mass Division III quarterfinals to Smith Academy. Now it would not be DeRoy's last tournament experience, however, as he played bigger roles in the Hawks tournament runs the next 2 years. As a sophomore, DeRoy earned the starting forward job and emerged as the team's leading rebounder. Despite a losing season, Trade had a postseason invitation in Best Immaculate Heart of Mary Seminary 64-51 in first round of Bay State Class D tournament before losing in the second round 74-50 to Marion Hill. Now, elected co-captain the following year, DeRoy helped lead the Hawks to a 12-6 record in the Western Mass Division III tournament and received team's coaches award given annually to the team's most dedicated player on the team. Trade finished 11-9 in his senior year, but did not get a postseason bid. Captain Ron saw plenty of action as he switched from forward to guard in his senior year and led the team in assists. Now, as good as DeRoy was on the hard court, he was even better on the baseball diamond. A 4-year starter, he led the team to an 11-9 mark, playing third as a freshman in 1972. Trade finished at .500 the following year and led the Bi-County League in hitting, with DeRoy the Hawks' top batsman in his junior year. Trade finished 4th in the league, and DeRoy again was not only the team's top hitter and among the Bi-County League top 10 best. Senior year was magical for DeRoy, beginning in September when he was the starting goalie and team captain for Trades. Now, first ever soccer team under Coach Vic Zwerko. Now, yes, not getting any postseason play in basketball was disappointing, but DeRoy was elected co-captain of the baseball team and looked forward to spring. Always a good hitter, he had a tremendous year at the plate as he won the Bi-County League batting title with a .410 average. DeRoy was rewarded for his efforts by being named to the 1975 Coaches All-League team for the Bi-County League and voted Holyoke Trade baseball team MVP.
Good evening, everybody. I just want to start the areas that thank you for the committee for selecting me for this great honor. It is really a great honor, really. And I want to thank Allison and Rick LaJoy for doing all those things that, and I'm French, so I go like this. So you both super jobs. I just want to extend my bio, which 50 years, good job. 50 years looking back. Came from a big family. My parents, 5 sisters, 2 brothers. They're here tonight. Thank you for showing up. My lovely wife for 40 years this year, Candace. 4 great kids, Ron Jr., Christy, Tony, Lisa. 11 grandkids. The in-laws are a little shaky, though. The in-laws are a little shaky. I guess we can't have everything, can we? They are shaky. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for coming here today. I just want to thank the committee again. Really, it's a great honor, and put me on the list of the great athletes of Holyoke. Thank you very much.
All right, next up, our next athlete inductee is Brian Griffin. Can I have Brian Griffin please come up? So Brian Griffin was voted most athletic by the Holyoke High class of 2001, and rightfully so. This Purple Knight dominated the gridiron, directed play on the hard court, and was the signal caller on the diamond behind the plate. Griffin emerged as the starting quarterback for Holyoke in his sophomore year and helped lead the Knights to the MIAA I-1 Super Bowl, where he completed 8 of 17 passes in the 28-7 loss. Now, Holyoke had a solid year in 1999, finishing 6-3, but Griffin was dominant in his senior year and finished his career by scoring the winning touchdown against Turkey Day rival Chicopee. Again, Chicopee! I'm supposed to boo. I'm just kidding. With 5 seconds left in the game. Now, postseason honors followed as he was easily named first team All-AA Conference and first team All-Western Mass by the Springfield Republican. Now, Griffin was also named the Angelo Bertelli Award recipient as Western Mass top high school and prep school football player, having completed 72 of 140 passes for 1,098 yards with 10 touchdown passes and rushing for 624 yards and 3 running touchdowns. Now, the transition period from the gridiron to the hardcourt was short each year, but Griffin was always ready and was a solid offensive contributor in Holyoke's, posting a 25 record in Western Mass Division I championship season in 1999. The following year, Griffin was post guard for the Knights as they repeated as Western Mass champions. Now, in his final year, Griffin and company qualified for the tournament, but lost 66-56 in the quarterfinals to Cathedral. Griffin had the team led the team with 24 points in the Cathedral game, and after posting a seasonal average of 13.4 points per game, earned all Western Mass honorable mention recognition. Now, as a sophomore, Griffin earned significant playing time, but was the starting catcher in 2000 as Holyoke came up just short of a Western Mass title. The Knights settling for runner-up status after falling in the finals 5-4 to Cathedral to finish 16-8 on the year. Griffin received plenty of notice and was named All-Valley League team and second team All-Western Mass by the Republican newspaper. Now, Griffin was listed as a player to watch for the 2001 season as the Knights again received a tournament bid, but the postseason was short-lived as Holyoke's late game comeback against top-seeded Tectonic fell short 6-3, and Griffin enjoyed a tremendous season at the plate as well as behind it, hitting .422 to earn first-team All-Valley League and first-team All-Western Mass awards. He went on to be named the Mass All-Star Team, where he had a 2-run single in the 7-2 Mass Con All-Star game at Fenway Park.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. So first, I want to thank the committee for putting this incredible event on. It's an honor to be here, and truly I appreciate the work that went into making tonight so special. A huge thank you to my family, starting with my dad. Coached me in basketball, baseball, and soccer, and taught me how to lead and be a teammate and how to dig down deep when it mattered the most. My mom, my rock. I don't know where I'd be today thinking about it without you. You never missed a game my entire life. And you're my biggest supporter. And the biggest cheerleader that anyone could ask for. So thank you. To my brother, my sister, my 2 best friends in life, thank you for growing up alongside me, pushing me, and helping me shape the athlete and person I am today. Those early years playing together built the foundation of everything that followed. And to my coaches, thank you for your guidance, your lessons, and especially your patience. I went off script a lot in sports, and they wanted to zag, I zigged, but you guys believed in me, which I appreciate, and showed me how to be a good person on and off the field or court. And to my teammates, got a few of you guys out here today. You were the heart of it all. Any individual recognition I have and received is a reflection of incredible teammates at every level. So this is interesting. So wearing the Holyoke High School purple jersey and representing my hometown was one of my greatest honors. And this goes back to what was talked about earlier today. I was proud to wear that jersey and represent Holyoke High School. This award may have my name on it, but every success I've ever had belongs to my teammates just as much to me. So thank you guys. I was good at sports because of my teammates, and that's the most important thing. So I want to close with this. Stats and accolades are nice. Look, everybody will tell you that. But what matters most? We won together. The friendships I made, the battles I fought, I will carry that with me for the rest of my life. And I still do. Thank you.
All right, our next athlete inductee is Mike Levin. Can I have Mike Levin please come right? All right, so nobody was more dangerous with a stick in his hands than Mike Levin, as a 1985 Holyoke High grad carved impressive numbers with his hockey stick and baseball bat, earning all-star status in both sports. Now, although he wasn't even on the radar when the high school baseball season began in 1983, he came on strong with a late season hitting streak to lead the Knights to a share of the A Division title. Now, Levin batted .563 in the last 2 weeks of the regular season and had 2 hits, including his first home run, and 3 RBIs in the final game against Chicopee to help Holyoke nail down the title. Now, the following year, Holyoke won the Valley League and finished at 17-3 after falling in the Western Mass Division I tourney quarterfinals. Now, Levin led the team with a .423 average and extra base hits. Now, while knocking in 18 runs, an easy choice for postseason honors, he was named All-Western Mass First Team third baseman by the Springfield Republican and was selected to the Holyoke Transcript Telegram All-Valley League team. Now, in 1985, the Purple Knights went 20-1 and won the Massachusetts State Division I championship, and Levin posting the game-winning RBI in the 4-2 title win against BC High. Now, on the season, Levin again led the Knights with a .45 batting average and was not only a repeat All-Western Mass first team selection, the Republicans said he may be the best third baseman in the state. That may have indeed been the consensus, as he was invited to play with the Mass State All-Star team against Connecticut in the Mass Con Challenge. Levin traded his baseball bat for hockey stick each winter and earned a spot on the first line as a sophomore to lead Holyoke to a 9-9-1 mark in a tournament invitation. Holyoke, the third-seeded Knight, fell 6-2 in the semifinals of the Western Mass Tournament to top-seeded Agawam. He had a career night against Westside on February 4th when he scored 4 goals and assisted on 3 others and finished the year as the team's top goal scorer with 12, while also recording 21 assists. His team voted him their Rookie of the Year, but Levin was also being named to the Transcript Telegram and the Republicans and the Republican second teams. Now, after playing with the Springfield Olympics of the New England Junior Hockey League in his junior year, Levin returned to the Purple Rink and again led the team in scoring with 21 goals and 17 assists, an easy choice as the team MVP. Now, Levin was named to the All-Western Mass First Team and as a TT First Team All-Star.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ben Levin. I'm Mike's son. I'm very grateful to speak for my dad, who is honored to be inducted into the Holyoke Athletic Hall of Fame. This is truly a bright spot within our lives as his family. So 2 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with a progressive brain disorder, frontotemporal dementia. A symptom of this is trouble speaking, including finding the right words. Our family, including my dad, discussed what we would like to say, so I will try my best to relay his sentiments. In some twisted sense, it might be good that my dad is not speaking because he's probably the biggest trash talker that I know.
I love it.
So, after my dad was selected, my family and I looked back on who my dad was as both a person and a baseball and hockey player growing up. Through talking with others and reading various articles written about him, we were able to piece together some of his past. There were some common threads that we found. He was described as a quiet leader, hyper-competitive, and an immense work ethic. My dad was never one to boast about his sporting accomplishments, so much so it almost came as a shock that he was getting inducted. The only reason I knew he was such a great player was because of all my interactions with Holyoke locals, who would find out my last name and say, "Are you Mike Levin's son?" So allow me to give you some stats and accomplishments that I've only recently learned about. So he was prolific on the baseball diamond. He finished, like you had heard, the last 2 weeks of his regular season his sophomore year batting .563. Followed that season up batting .423. All-Western Mass, first team. And then capped his career off at Holyoke with an impressive .450 his senior season. And this 1985 season ultimately ended in a state championship against BC High. All while wearing what I've come to discover as Mike's iconic red cleats. When my dad was not playing baseball, he tied up his skates and took on a major role on the ice. In his sophomore season, Mike recorded 12 goals and 21 assists. And then after opting to play with the Picks his junior season, he returned to Holyoke and to tally 21 goals and 17 assists in his senior season.
Woo!
So although impressive, between these stat lines are the intangibles that make a true proper athlete and competitor. And as reported by his former teammates, Mike was a quiet leader. He would never ask someone else to do something that he wouldn't do himself. And because he holds himself to such a high standard with such immense work ethic, he's able to elevate both his teammates and everyone else in his life to try to compete with him. Mike took great pride in competing for Holyoke. He cites one of his favorite memories as winning that state championship his senior season. As I was just talking about with Coach McCarthy of that 1985 team, that BC High team had these really proper, nice pinstripe jerseys, and they had a plane flying over that said BC High, and Holyoke came in there and kicked their butts. I found that story, which he has told me a fair amount. It was an encapsulation of the grittiness and determination that my dad is so proud of in this town. With that, I would like to start thanking the induction committee on behalf of my dad and family. My dad would also, I know, like to thank all of his former Holyoke High teammates and coaches in both baseball and hockey, without whom he would not be the person he became. The Holyoke community continues to provide support and friendship that our family is eternally grateful for. I think it would also be remiss to not mention Pat Bobo Brennan, who is both a teammate and friend of Mike. Mike, my dad, referred to him as the greatest pitcher he's ever played with. And I know my dad would want to thank him, as he is one of many who helped him and his teammates to succeed. To the fellow inductees, congratulations and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here with you today. This will be a great memory that sticks with everyone in this room. I would like to end this speech with a quote.
You got it.
I would like to end with a quote my dad would tell me and my siblings when we were kids. He said, if you were going to do something, do it right. And I can say wholeheartedly that this is just what Mike did at his time in Holyoke. Thank you so much.
Shoulder to shoulder, turn sideways.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, chicken wings. Nice.
Now we have our next athlete that's being inducted. We have Tina Mertes.
Oh, yes.
Can we please have Tina Mertes come up? Oh, sorry, she's right here.
You look stunning, by the way.
Thank you. All right, so one of Holyoke High's most outstanding female athletes, Tina Mertes, was a girl for all season, excelled in all of them. A deadly scorer on the soccer pitch, the queen of the downhill skier, and a top hitter on the softball diamond. Mertes was named 1984 Athlete of the Year by the Holyoke Transcript Telegram. As a sophomore, Mertes made a statement in Holyoke's Western Mass Tournament first round action as she scored her first 2 goals of the season and assisted on 3 others in the Knights' 5-0 win against Hopkins. Now, in the fall of 1983, Holyoke moved up to the B Division, and Mertes led the B Division in scoring with 25 goals and 4 assists, and was named First Team All-Western Mass by the Springfield Republican and a First Team All-Star by the Holyoke Transcript Telegram. Despite her drawing double and even triple team coverage, Holyoke won the Curdy Division title with a 12-5-2 record in 1984, with Mertes again leading the Knights in scoring with 22 goals and 8 assists. She was named the Republicans All-Western Mass Second Team and a TT's First Team All-Star, and finished her soccer career as the school's all-time leading scorer. When the snow fell in December 1981, Mertes took to the ski slopes and placed 7th at PBIAC Championship and finished 3rd in the slalom. and the slalom, and 8th in the combined at the Western Mass B Division Championship. She also received Pioneer Valley All-League and qualified as a member of the U.S. Junior Olympic team. As a sophomore, Mertes received the first of 3 consecutive All-Western Mass First Team Awards when she finished 1st in the slalom. fourth in the giant slalom, and third in the combined at the A Division Western Mass Girls Individuals Championship before winning the slalom New England Championships and first in the slalom and third overall in the U.S. Ski Association Eastern Regionals High School Championship. Now, as a junior, Mertes won the PBIAC Giant Slalom title, the Western Mass Giant Slalom, and the championship, winning the Slalom, Giant Slalom, and the overall title before adding the Slalom and Giant Slalom titles at Western Mass Championship meet. On the softball diamond, Mertes emerged as the team's starting first baseman as a junior. She was second on the team in hitting, and she had her best season in 1985, batting .380 and 21 RBIs, and was named to the All-Western Mass second team. Woo! Woo! I never thought I'd have to say slalom that many times. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Standing here today, it's a little surreal for me because it's been 40 years since I was in high school. And when I think back to that, I think back to how the soccer field and the ski slope and the diamond pitch for softball really was the only place I ever felt comfortable with, really felt safe and secure. So I'm grateful that I'm here today. Because for me, growing up during that time period, girls were not allowed to play sports. I grew up in a household where my father told me that my role, my responsibility was to help my mother with the chores, and I would have to put a dress on and feed my father meals at night. And I wasn't allowed to play sports. Sports were for boys. And then, my mother got smart and she got divorced. And but unfortunately, the man that became my stepfather, when we lived in an apartment right behind the high school, I wasn't allowed to go home. I wasn't welcome at the house if they weren't there. So when I was in ninth grade, I had to find something to do. And I was fortunate. That was the first year that Holyoke High had a girls' soccer team. So I said, let me go play soccer, and I went and played soccer and really enjoyed playing soccer. It gave me some friends and a newfound companionship that I was missing. And then the winter would come, and the snow came, and I was fortunate and that my last 2 periods in school were study hall and gym. So I would sneak out of school, I'd skip pretty much the whole time. I'd go home and I'd grab my brother's ski equipment and I'd go and hitchhike up to Mount Tom so I could learn how to ski. And that's how I started skiing. And I really loved it. That was and then, of course, springtime came, and I still needed to find something to do after school. And I was in love with Jim Rice from the Red Sox. And I said, yeah, go Bo Sox. And I said, I want to play baseball, boys baseball. And when I went to sign up, I wasn't allowed to play because I was a girl. And they told me you can go play softball. So I went home and I grabbed my brother's baseball glove, which was a right-handed baseball glove, and I'm left-handed. And I learned how to play softball and throw baseball right-handed. Wow. And I loved playing softball. I had some great coaches, especially coaches all along the way, and all of them. So when I think back to my high school days, it's what makes me. It just makes me feel so grateful and so humble, especially listening to all these stories. If I didn't have high school sports, I don't know where I would be. I really don't. And I was fortunate. I went on. I played 3 sports in college. So basically, all these sports allowed me to go on to college. It paid for my school. And then I went on and I play other sports now. I'm approaching 60, and I still ride a dirt bike and I downhill mountain bike. And, And wherever the football team is, I want to tell you, where's the football team that's here? I don't know. They're back here? All right, guys. In my 40s, I decided I wanted to learn how to play football, and I played on a women's professional tackle football team. I'm grateful to be here. I can't say enough to Rick because he was the one that was bugging me to come. I had no idea that this existed. And I want to say thank you to you especially. And I want to say thank you to all my coaches who gave me a place to feel like I belonged, gave me some security, gave me confidence and resiliency. And I just, for me it wasn't about the medals. It was about just finding my place in life. And I just hope that for all the kids who don't necessarily have a playbook that gives them the right path, they can realize you can move forward with life and you can find a way and you can still be happy. So that's all I have to say. So thank you, everybody.
All right, for our next athlete inductee, we have a Robert Sisson. Can I have Robert Sisson come up, please? Now, if you can be defined, if you can be defined by just one moment in time for Holyoke's Robert Sisson, it would be Saturday, March 6, 1993. When he swished a three-pointer at the buzzer in the Western Mass Division I championship game to dethrone the four-time defending championship Central High School. If that was all he ever did, Sisson's name would still echo in the halls of Holyoke High, but Sisson was much more than just one shot. He is easily one of the top hoop players to have ever played at Holyoke, and maybe quite possibly the best of the best. As a sophomore, Sisson started to emerge as one of the team's top scorers and peaked in the postseason. He was the high scorer with 22 points in the 1993 Western Mass Finals, and after scoring a game-high 23 points in the Western Mass semifinals in over Cathedral, Sisson was an easy choice as the Division I tournament MVP, named Athlete of the Week by Springfield Republican for March 14th, 1993, after averaging 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game. Sisson also earned his first All-Western Mass First Team Award. Holyoke was unable to repeat as a Western Mass champions in Sisson's junior year, falling just short 50-46 to Chicopee in the finals. Sisson remained a consistent threat and was again named to the All-Western Mass First Team after averaging 18.6 points and 14 rebounds with 56 block shots. His postseason play also included scoring 16 points in Blue Team's 109-100 win in the second Mass West Insurance Company All-Star Game. As a senior, Sisson was listed as a player to watch by the Springfield Republican and overcame early season injuries to lead the Knights' tournament run. In the 76-63 Western Mass Division I quarterfinal win against defending champion Chicopee, Sisson scored 26 points and grabbed 14 rebounds, 11 of them off the offensive glass. In the 82-62 semifinal win against Cathedral, Sisson had 30 points and 16 rebounds in Holyoke's championship 78-64. Win over Longmeadow, he tossed in 16 points and hauled down 12 rebounds, and yes, Sisson was again named Western Mass Division I tourney MVP. After averaging 24 points and 14 rebounds per game in the 1995 state championship, Holyoke beat St. John's of Shrewsbury 76-65 in overtime, with Sisson scoring 21 points and grabbing 12 rebounds. Sisson was once again named All Western Mass first team for the three-peat, but his personal highlight came on February 21st on his home court against Putnam when he netted his 1,000th point. Sisson finished his high school career third on Holyoke's all-time scoring list with 1,118 points.
All my teammates come up here. Fredo, Joey, Ramon, Tony, Tim. He wants you all up here. Bondo Smith. I'm going to talk about him. Yes, sir. Hi, good evening.
Let's go, Ron!
Hey, Dave.
Let's go.
Okay, first I want to thank the committee. I do not know all your names. Thank you, Raleigh, for guiding me through this. Kelly, we've been friends for years. Thank you so much. Jelena, Allison, I love you guys. I know Coach Regali's not here, but I'm going to say something about him anyway. Coach, I want to thank you for always being there for us on and off the court. You and Miss Regali opened your homes to us and treated us like family, and I appreciate that, and that's something I'll never forget. Off the court, thank you for being a mentor and disciplined when you had to be. You always wanted the best for us, and you never let one player above the other and treat us all equal. Coach, this is a great man at heart. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Coach Regali. Coach Gumby, Coach Hart, Coach Holbert, my guys. Gumby, I want to thank you for always supporting me, because no matter where I played, you was always in the stands rooting for me. Whether it was Holyoke, Christian Academy, or Salem State, you're always there giving me the confidence that I needed, and I really appreciate that, and I'll never forget that, Gumby. Love you, Gumbo. Coach Hart, where you at, Hart? Coach Hart, thank you for getting me ready for varsity. As a freshman, you saw something in me and always told me what kind of player I would be if I worked hard. You always loved when you put me against the varsity and I gave him hell. Coach, thank you for getting me ready for the next level. You did your job. Coach Holbert, my guy. Coach, thank you for never sugarcoating anything. You always told me if I was playing good or playing like shit. And that's something I always admired about you. You always kept it real and made me work harder at my craft. And you always, off the court, you loved me too. And now you gotta get your flowers because you were a great coach as well. I love you, Mr. Holbert. Ramon Cosme, where you at? No, I'm not. All right. Cosme 3. Ramon, I want to thank you for being a mentor, especially for me and Wilfredo. You knew that we come from a tough part of the city, and where we're from in the early 90s was a lot of violence and crime where we're from, but you kept us focused on basketball, especially the summer of '92, and told us we were on the next in line and gave us the confidence that we needed, even though we were young. The big reason we wanted to win the championship for you is because we love you, and you was in school for a couple extra years, so we appreciate it. I love you, Ramon. Wilfredo Cabrera, my partner in crime on the court. I can still remember our games. Excuse me.
I can't even see. I'm gonna
Okay.
yeah,
No, it's over here.
worked on our
Okay. I can still remember the summer that we worked on our game together, going into our sophomore year. We get a gallon of water, and we would walk to every court in the inner city and play ball all day and end up at Mackenzie Park. We go home and eat, and then we end up at one hoop on Chestnut Street and play ball sometimes at 3 a.m. We made each other better, and you definitely made me better and motivated me because, in my opinion, there wasn't a better shooter or defender in Western Mass. And that's a fact. So, we found a connection and played good off one another. See, I swear. Oh, and FYI, me and Fred are both from the 30,000 Point Club and graduated the same year. That's not easy to do. It's not. So thank you, Arsenio, and to the Cabrera family, and his little brother Roberto is one of my best friends right now. To his father, his mother Judith, and to the whole Cabrera family for letting me in their homes at that time. I love you. Love you too, Kathy. Joey Reyes. Joey Reyes. This man is truly one of my best friends. We met in 1986, so we're going on 40 years. We started playing basketball together at Lawrence School, then Holyoke Park and Rec, and at that time, Joey was the star player, the most popular player in town. I learned a lot from him. As I started high school, I grew a little taller, changed a little bit, but this man was my #1 supporter, and was always in my corner rooting for me, and that's something that you call a true friend. But off the course, what I want to thank you the most, Jody. You helped me in so many situations in my life, and that's something I'll never forget, and I appreciate that. You're my brother from another mother, and I love you. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Nicole. To Lucian and Rosemary as well. I guess it won't be right if I don't talk about the shot. So you that don't know, you might well Google it, research. I had a lot of great moments in my life, like having my kids and some other things, but I definitely got to put the shot up there. Being a 15, 16-year-old kid from Holyoke, getting a shot like that was a big boost in my life. And I think it turned Holyoke program around, going to 2 more straight championships and the state finals. I can't see. And in that game, that year, we beat a great Central team that was 82-0, and we stopped them that year. It was ironic. I work at Holyoke High right now with Mr. Sean Smith. He's back there, Schmitty. Who right before I hit the shot, almost single-handedly beat us by hitting a 3-pointer off the glass, and then somehow, some way, I don't know how he did it, stole the ball from Ramon to go up 2. But then the shot goes down, so my bad, Smitty, I love you though. But yes, it's one of the great moments of my life and something I'll never forget. To my family. First, I want to thank my mother, Judith. I'm so happy you're here to share that with me tonight. I love you, Mom. I love you, Boo. Thank you for supporting me all these years. You always gave me everything I needed when I was playing, and that's something I never forget. You're my #1 fan. I love you, Mom. Love you, Boo. To my sister, Shannon, it was just the 2 of us growing up in a tough environment, and I love you. You always look out for me, sis. I love you. To my girl, Jair, thank you for putting up with me for all these years. Thank you for supporting me and being a great mother to our kids. I love you. And to the Martinez family, thank you, Hector. Thank you, Gladys. Thank you, Julito. Thank you, Jason. I love you. Thank you for supporting me tonight. To my 2 oldest kids' mother, Denise Ventura, I want to thank you for being a great mother and raising the kids so right. I love you, Denise. My kids, they're going to keep me going. First, I want to thank my oldest, Sade Sisson. I'm so proud of the young, beautiful, smart woman you've become, hardworking. You're my firstborn. Your father's going to be prouder. To Tylasia and Janessa, I've been in your life since Tai Tai was 12 and Flocka was 5, and I'm so proud of the young ladies you have become and mothers. And thank you for blessing me with 2 grandchildren, Zyvan and Janae. Those kids stole my heart. To my youngest and I, you are the reason that Daddy is here, still here today. Without you being born, there's no telling where I would be. I love you, Moogie. I couldn't be nowhere without you. To my twin, Mr. Robert Sisson Jr. right next to me. I'm so proud of the young, hardworking man you become. I wish you the best in the future. I know you'll be great at anything you do. I love you, Robert. Before I go, was it like that? Before I go, I need to acknowledge some people who are no longer with us that I know would have been here tonight supporting me. These last 10 years, we've lost a lot of people from Holyoke, and I know people here that can relate because they've been through it just with me. There's not enough time to name everybody, but I just want to say rest in peace to anyone I miss. First, I want to say rest in peace to a friend and a teammate that passed away some years ago. Rest in peace, Adam Ludardini. Rest in peace, Adam. Another person I want to talk about is one of my closest friends who passed away February 1st, 2023. He was the godfather to my youngest daughter, Sanai. People that know me know how close we were. And that person is Carlos Rodriguez, a.k.a. Goldie. Rest in peace, Goldie. We miss you dearly. Another one is another friend of mine, my little bro, that unfortunately we lost to gun violence in July 2024. And that's Dexter Ortiz. Rest in peace, Dex. We miss you dearly. I know we would have been here. And last but not least, another person who was a big impact in my life. He's incarcerated at the moment, and that's Mr. Luis Acevedo, a.k.a. Pai, Free Pai. I end it like this. Thanks for everybody that came out supporting me. Kaki Academy, Lulu, football, Mizzo, Joey Joe. I just want to say I'm a true Holyokean, born and raised in Holyoke, Providence Hospital. We get a lot of bad talk about my city and flag, but I'm proud where I'm from. God is good. Thank y'all.
All right, now we have our final single athlete inductee, and that's Leslie St. Lawrence. Can I have Leslie St. Lawrence please come up? So Leslie St. Lawrence wasted no time making waves on the Holyoke High School swim team. En route to setting school records and earning 4 straight first-team All-Western Mass honors. In her first year, St. Lawrence broke the school mark in 100 block stroke just after the holiday break and would claim the Knights' 100 butterfly mark by early February. The Knights finished 6-9 on the year, with St. Lawrence posting top 10 times in 7 of the 8 events during the regular season. At the Western Mass Championship, St. Lawrence was 2nd in 100 butterfly and 7th in individual medley. Having set 3 individual HHS records and being part of a record-setting relay team, she placed 5th at state championship meet in the 100 butterfly and top of the year, being named first team All-Western Mass by Springfield Republican. St. Lawrence was listed as preseason B Division swimmer to watch by Springfield Republican and was that and more. She was only one of 2 girls to post top 15 times in all 8 events during PBIAC regular season. In the postseason, St. Lawrence placed 3rd in 100 butterfly and 4th in 100 backstroke at Western Mass Championship and was 6th in the 100 butterfly at states, repeating as first team All-Western Mass selection. As a junior, St. Lawrence qualified for every individual event for the Western Mass Championship meet after leading HHS to a 3rd place finish in the PBIAC B division. She placed 2nd in the 100 butterfly and the 200 freestyle at the Western Mass Championship. At the state meet, St. Lawrence posted a 4th place time in the 100 free and placed 8th in the IM and was again named first team All Western Mass. St. Lawrence recorded the top 3 times in 5 events during the regular season as a senior and won the Western Mass 200 free and 100 butterfly titles and led off Holyoke's first place winning medley. In recognition of her tremendous success in the championship, St. Lawrence was awarded the Outstanding Swimmer Award given to the girl with the most career points at the Western Mass Championship after finishing with 101 points. St. Lawrence posted a 3rd place finish in the 100 butterfly and was 6th in 100 backstroke at the state championship, and she left an outstanding legacy behind her. A 4-time first team All Western Mass selection, St. Lawrence owned the HHS school record in the 50 free, 100 free, 200 free, 100 breaststroke, the 100 butterfly, and the 100 individual medley, and was a part of the school's all-time fastest medley relay when she graduated.
Hello. I'm going to try to make this faster than my 200 free was. Standing here tonight, being inducted to the Holyoke High School Athletic Hall of Fame is an honor that's both humbling and deeply meaningful. When I jumped into the pool as a freshman, I never imagined that years later I'd be here without wet hair, chlorine-scented skin, and goggles in hand, receiving this incredible recognition. My swimming journey actually started long before high school. I joined the Holyoke YMCA Vikings when I was 6 years old, and from that moment on, the pool became a second home. Especially since back then, the Vikings' home was the Holyoke High School pool. Those double practices, the smell of chlorine, the thrill of racing, all of it laid the foundation for the athlete and the person I would become. By the time I became a knight, swimming wasn't just something I did, it was a part of who I was. Swimming taught me far more than how to perfect a flip turn or the true length of a second. It taught me discipline, resilience, and what it means to push yourself even when no one's watching. Because swimming, most of the hard work happens early in the morning, long before the starter says, take your mark. I owe this moment to so many people, to my coaches, both at the YMCA and the high school, Randy, Pat, Trish, and Mr. Bergeron. Thank you for believing me, for pushing me to dig deeper, and for reminding me that success isn't measured by times alone, but by effort, consistency, and character. To my teammates, thank you for being my second family. We shared practices, endless laps, bus rides, and those unforgettable relay finishes. We cheered each other on, celebrated victories, and comforted each other after losses. And through it all, we built memories that I'll carry forever. To my parents and family, thank you for every ride to practice, every video on the camcorder, every word of encouragement, and the freedom to choose swimming. You are my biggest supporters and my foundation. Tonight feels especially meaningful because I get to share it in a way with my dad. He was also inducted into this Hall of Fame as part of the '79 hockey team. A reminder that dedication, teamwork, and school pride run deep in our family. To follow in his footsteps and to join him is an incredible honor I'll never forget. As I look back, I realize that some of my best memories were made in and around that pool. The friendships, the challenges, the small victories that no one else saw, all of it shaped who I am today. This induction isn't just a recognition of past accomplishments, it's a celebration of my childhood and 2 communities that gave me so much. Thank you to the Holyoke High School Athletic Department, the Hall of Fame Committee for this honor, and I am incredibly proud to be a part of this tradition and to represent this sport, as I'm incredibly proud to have been a part of it.
All right, so now we're going to have our last inductee. Now this is going to be the 1979 Holyoke High School football team. They're going to be inducted as a team. We're going to ask for the co-captain, Bob Chauvin, to come up to represent them, please. All right, so the preseason hopes for the 1979 Holyoke High football team were higher than the projections, but the Purple Knights exceeded both. as they went undefeated and brought home Holyoke's first ever Super Bowl trophy. Now, Holyoke hadn't won an AA conference title since 1972, but after a solid 8-3 record in 1978, and with 16 veterans back, Coach John Gilligan had high hopes to do better. Fullback Jack Gilligan was expected to carry most of the load for the Knights, but senior Mike Ryan, making his first start at quarterback, served up notice immediately that all the Knights should be feared, as he threw a 59-yard touchdown pass on his first play from scrimmage in the season opener against West Springfield. Now, in the regular season finale, Holyoke won the traditional Thanksgiving game against always tough Chicopee, game 60-0 to unbeaten. But it wasn't easy. Ryan's 12-yard pass to Mike Millage with 2:10 left in the game was the difference, with defensive stars like Dave Kavanaugh, who had 3 blocked passes, 16 tackles, and 1 sack, and Chris Dunn, who recorded 12 tackles, making sure one score was all Holyoke needed. Holyoke played in its first Super Bowl game at the UMass Stadium against Suburban League champion Greenfield and won 14-7. With Gilligan sidelined for most of the game with an injury, Millage came up big again, scoring both touchdowns. Holyoke posted an undefeated season for only the 3rd time in 40 years. In 40 years. Sorry, I can't see either up here. It's dark. 1959. That was 1959 and 1970. And the 16 graduating seniors, including co-captain Bob Chauvin and Bob Konsowitz, could boast a 19-7-2 record over 3 years. HSS put up some impressive numbers on the year as they scored 234 points. 29.0 PPG allowed and 76.9.5 PPG in what would be Coach Gilligan's final season as head coach. There was plenty of praise to go around, beginning with Jack Gilligan, who rushed for 881 yards. And led the AA conference in scoring with 80 points received. John McCormick There was plenty of plays to go around, beginning with Jack Gilligan, who rushed for 881 yards, future Hall of Famer, as was pointed out, who rushed for 881 yards and led the AA conference in scoring with 80 points. Received John McCormick Award given to Pioneer Valley's outstanding high school football player, and was a recipient of the Angelo Bertelli Award presented to the outstanding high school or prep school football player in Western Mass. The Holyoke Transcript Telegram had named 8 Purple Knights as first team All-Stars, and Ryan QB and DB Kavanaugh and Topier named as 2-way All-Stars. Joining them on the all-team were Gilligan, Chauvin, Konsowitz, Dunn, and Chris Walsh. Six Purple Knights were named to the All-Western Mass first team by the Springfield Republican, Ryan Gilligan, Chauvin, Topier, Kavanaugh, and Konsowitz, with punter Jeff LaMagdalene joining them as the Republicans' all-league team selections. Congratulations, everyone. All right, so that's going to conclude our inductees, but we're going to take a quick picture, and we're going to have him speak his speech.
I don't believe it. It's late.
No, it's not that.
I'll be quick. Thank you to the induction committee. Thank you to all the inductees. Pretty special to be in the room with such athletic excellence for the city of Holyoke. I want to thank my teammates for trusting me up here with speaking on their behalf.
I do want to remember 4 coaches and 2 players who are no longer with us, and they were a huge part of our success. Coach Gilligan, our football father, also a Hall of Famer, and we run through walls for him. And Ray Mitchell, has since passed. He went on to bring 2 more Super Bowls to Holyoke. Jack Murdoch, who was successful in his own right, and he was successful in a lot of different football programs throughout Western Massachusetts and college and even Pennsylvania. And I just learned last night, offensive coordinator Bill Lunardini. I did not know he had passed until last night. And 2 players, Greg Smith, Fritter, also learned just last night. He was an underclassman. And then our friend and player, senior year, Jeff LaMagdalene, always kept us laughing and loose in the huddle. And so I want to thank them. I also want to thank the rest of the coaches. George Jennings, he was our offensive and defensive coach, and also J.J. Jennings, who's also a Hall of Famer, played professional football in the World Football League, and he was part of the 70 undefeated untied team. I also want to thank our parents. I think everybody here would say that they were a huge part of everything, teaching us to love football at a really young age, and also using football for life lessons, because it really is. But I wanted to point out a couple of synergies between all of these great teams, the 59 team, the 70 team, the 79 team, the 82 team, the 90 team, and then even the 95 team, who were all three more Super Bowl winners. I don't know, everybody's probably heard of the name Archie Roberts, and especially in the athletic circles here in Holyoke. But Senior was the coach of the 59 team, and Junior was the quarterback for the 59 team. And it just so happens that they were respectively the grandfather and the nephew of Jeff LaMagdalene, who was on our team. Also on the 59 team was a junior by the name of Bob Burke, who went on to be the athletic director and the head coach for American International College. And his son was John Burke, who was a junior also on our team. And he just told me last night that coincidentally they both shared the same number, which was pretty cool. And they probably they probably also shared the same equipment, if you had ever seen our equipment. But I heard the equipment got better right after we left. Yeah. So and also J.J. Jennings was on the 70 team. He was a specialty coach for us. There were like 100 Walshes on that team, I think, also. And I think they have like 4 tables over there. And I don't want to forget, certainly, Jerry Hobart, who was on the 70 team, and the captain of the 70 team, who was our scouting coach. Did you come up, Jerry, or are you asleep? There he is. We love you, Jerry. Jerry was the guy that would go to he never saw us play until the Super Bowl because he was always at the game of the next opponent. So, and he came back with some real gems for us, so which helped us win. I also want to mention that Jimmy Gilligan was on the 70 team, and Jackie Gilligan was on the 79 team, and they were both coached by their dad, which was pretty cool. So we were the very first team the 79 team was the very first team to bring a Super Bowl to the city of Holyoke. There's only been 3 since. There's been a total of 4 in 50 years. So that's got to show you just how special the Super Bowl wins are.